So today I'm working more on my stock market analysis. The goal of this analysis is to get a strategy that works well. I want to look at a lot of different stocks and have models to manage each sector, and then have an overarching models to manage the positioning in the sectors. Um, and then I want to generate buys and sells. So last time I was working on this Shao, one of my viewers last time, has suggested I use this AI studio from Google, which is really cool. We're gonna change our ways. And so if this works, I might not need Python. And so the goal is to do paper trading for 4 weeks and test how this performs. And if that works well, then we could do other trading. I'll start using that for my portfolio. So I tried this other day, it didn't work. Let's try running it. Yeah, it didn't work because it was at negative somehow. Give me sliders to, what do I want the sliders to do? Oh, change around test and training years. Incorporate call and incorporate options data from the adult database into this strategy. It can be the same strategy or a different strategy. Bada da bada da boom, a bada da bing, a bada da bing. Let's get right. Okay, and then also I'm kind of confused by this whole thing, so I want to implement it in Python. No, you. I'm channel 5, I'm on channel 10. My mama told me I thought her son, so her white woman, you know that she petty. I got a banana dum, banana boom, banana boom. Banana gotta do it for me, do it for me, do it for banana prime. Let's get right. All right, I'm gonna delete that because I don't understand what it's doing. And so what do we want? I'm gonna pull the PowerPoint back up. Rosy, as the lights declines, I remember Dublin City. Here we go. Okay, so was Dublin City in the rare old time. I remember Dublin City in the rare old times. Okay, so first we have portfolio manager, then we have sector manager, and then we have one of these for each sector. Oh, well, that's not a very good slider, is it? I guess it'll always start at 2018. Yeah. So this is just too high level. So sector manager. And then do we want to do one? So what can we look at? We can rank the stocks in a sector. Okay, so I guess that's what we'll do. So rank stocks in a sector. Makes a city of my town a rosy. Okay, and then LGB. What is it? LGB gradient light GBM. Okay, so let's just make a script that says simple LGBM run.py. Should we do it on a stock or a sector? I'll do it on a single stock. And I don't know if it might be better to do each stock has its own model, and then there's a sector model that manages those, and then a grand portfolio manager model that manages the sector models. Yeah, so I'll start by doing it on a single stock. So light GBM. I have to let my dog in. Do you want in?
Sorry, I was gonna let him in.
Oh, that's okay. I just heard him whining. Did you have a good walk?
We did. It was short but good.
I never thought I'd be in love like this. When I look at you, my mind goes on trip. Implementation. Okay, so quick start. Python quick start. I never thought I'd... This document gives you a basic walkthrough of light GBM Python package. Let me put in the chat. I work on this analysis every day. Subscribe if you'd like to follow along! Exclamation. Sometimes love comes around. Okay, so we need it, yeah. Okay, so it can load data from Panda's data frame. That's what we want. Nice. It says you can load from Pandas, but it doesn't tell us how. So maybe it'll be here. Make it happen faster, baby, if I could. Okay, so how do we put a data set in? Light GBM does not train on raw data. It discretizes continuous features into histogram bins, tries to combine categorical features, and automatically handles missing and infinite values. This class handles that pre-processing and holds that alternative representation of the input data. From make it pass your Caspers. Always the cheerleader of my dreams. It seemed to only dig ahead of football teams. Okay, so get data. So don't mess up the click. Hey, young world. They say I move too quick, but we could let this moment pass us. Test get adult data, add release date. So I shouldn't have had a mess, but it's only average forward vice. OMG, you listen to that, bitch. Woe is me. Because we had it. Alright, so then we're getting all data. Oh. From Michael Jackson. Real mad Joe Jackson, usually your boyfriend now. From adult reader, import data reader. Same mistakes again. I don't want to fall back on my face again. I'll admit it, I was scared to answer love's call. And then I'm going to import the debugger because that helps me look at stuff while I'm building this script. Set trace as st. Put it in right here. What about Ray and a gun? I haven't seen him lately. Oh, GBM. And shades and DM boots. Far cooler than those other dads with ties and shirts and suits. You share are only jealous, you've no fathers of your own. Earnings data. Okay, so we've got price and earnings data in here. We just have to think about how to put it into a data set. My old man's a provo. Okay, so data is equal to well, my old man's a provo with a beret and a gun. Came a provo Santa Claus. Oh, my old man's a provo with a beret and a gun. I haven't seen him lately. He's always on the run. He looks a really trendy. So let's put this in here. There was Simtex in the candles. He'll be out before I wake. With a beret and a gun. I haven't seen him lately. He's always on the run. So however I'm merging the data sets, I need to put all this into one data set. Get earnings data. So let's go to the Google AI Studio. Toi et moi, danser le soir, s'embrasser dans le noir, Alabama. Gemini 3 Pro. Alabama. I forgot I asked this to incorporate options. La Alabama. Signal information. I don't know. Put call sentiment. Let's see, does that improve things? So over here we got 14% annual return. If we add options data. looks really bad. Alabama. Hi, Andrew. Oh, I'm kind of looking at. I haven't started on that yet. I'm trying to get a um, like a strategy together to look at different stocks. Yeah. So um, the idea is to have like a sort of market-wide strategy that's balanced across different sectors and have a bunch of stocks for per sector. So I've done some simple stuff like look at the performance against the S&P or performance against the average for the sector. And now I'm trying to build a model. I've been using this Google AI Lab, but it can make a really cool app for you. But the problem is I don't know what's going on here, and I don't have confidence. So um, I'm trying to do it here in Python. Um, yeah, let me know if there's any stocks you want to look at. Um, and I could focus on those, but I'm kind of trying to do a market wide thing. Um, so, what am I saying? Oh, yeah. So, here we have some. I have data, but I need to synthesize the data. Um, oh, yeah, and I was seeing if this would do it for me. Here's a code file I have to get data. I have the database stored locally. Gonna pour it up right now. Roll up, jump out the car, and squeeze the trigger. I have the database stored locally. Write me a Python file. Write me a method in this file, which puts all what is this function? Puts the variables from calc earnings variables in. We want to add it to the data set, which is returned by get compute days since. Oh man, Boof is like a gold mine, served in Alabama like roll tide. Oh, oops. In my last prompt, I didn't give the file. Here it is. Dolt reader. I can hear the screech calling. Got me glistening. I need to go get some more coffee really quick. Aquafina water got me glistening. What's going on? What's the score? Still at 7? Are we at halftime? Let's go Bears! That sounds like you want them to die. Thinking about them licks I hit, I had to. Getting cash like it's fast food. Alright. Oh, good, it's still writing a file for me. Thinking about them licks I hit, I had to. Getting that cash like it's fast food. What is all this stuff? Too much stuff. Getting after cash like it's fast food. My colors fade to gray. Numa, yay. Numa, yay. Alright, let's go here and look. So, how I feel. Hello, hello. It's me. I leave, oh, I will link. When you leave, my colors fade to gray. Okay, so in compute days, since we're getting the earnings, we're merging the calendar. So the earnings calendar just gives dates. Mayahi. Right, so that adds to OHCLV. Let's see. Hello, it's me. My colors fade to gray. Numa, yay. Numa, yay. Good, so let's see if that works. Merge earnings vars. into OHCLV. Maya he. All right, now let's see if that works. So in tests, merge earnings varies into OHCLV. Is what you're doing similar? Yes. That's I don't even know what order flow trading is, but that's the goal, is to be my own personal quant firm and get rich. I want to be rich. You're not rich. Yeah, I'd like to be rich. Okay, so let's try merge varies into HCLV. Then we can run tests. Oh, behind that lady with 2 or 3 kids and sit down by her side. .py. Oh, and the real goal here is I'm trying to build an app that will make the analysis easy for me to use, and then I want to make it useful for other people too, so anyone could download it and you don't have to code, but we have this app that we know works, that's free, unlike all the paid stuff you need. So dr.stock data keys so let's look in OHCLV LCV. Get used to being alone. Okay, so now we have to make sure that this makes sense. So the question is this aligned right? So we have all these variables, but are they aligned correctly? Let's do this dot keys. We can see all the columns. Yeah, so days since release is in there. So we want what I wanted to put into the model is open, high, I guess just open data. And then how many days it's been since the release, and then these variables from the fundamental data. So to check to make sure this is aligned, so self dot, what do I call that data? Earnings variables. Dr dot earnings variables. Okay, so dr dot earnings data, yeah, dot keys. So we're gonna print dr dot earnings data of it could be any of them, income statement dot date, and then we want to print dr dot earnings variables of, so we could look at any of them, FCF margin. So March 31st, 22, the value is what? There's no data for the last three. Why would that be? Okay, so let's... basically what we want is March 31st, 22. The report for that period that ended on March 31st is released sometime later. And FCF margins 0.114. So now let's say print off-white Lexus. The BK is from Texas. If test data alignment is equal to true, pass. And then let's add a test up here. Out here in New York. So if we want to test data alignment for New York, New York, New York. Extra OG at a Yankee game. Should I make the Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee king? And I got a gang of homies walking with my click though. Welcome to the melting pot. Corners where we sellin' rock. Dr.stock of open, high, low, close volume. If Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 3 dice Zelo. Okay. Stock data of OHCLV of lights is blinding. Girls need blinders so they could step out of bounds quick with sidelines is. Okay, so let's look at release date. In Vogue, which is skin out. The city's filled with them. Mommy took a bus trip. Now she gotta bust out. Everybody ride her just like a bus crowd. Okay, so let's look at release date. That's good. If we just look at date, release date, and then let's look at dr.stock data of open, high, low, close volume dot so release date, let's look at FCF yield. Stock data, oh no, now we're good. Now let's look at dr.earnings data. earnings variables of FCF margin. We Rockefellers. What little Miss Sunshine Rihanna, where you at? Okay, then let's do dr earnings. No, earnings data of income statement. When our sunshine will shine together, so do I be here forever. Said I'd always be your friend. Stick it out to the end. Okay, so let's do tests again. I'm going to try to put these all in a data frame. It'll be easier to look at. Oh, but they're not the same length. Okay, so what if we just print dr.stock? Yeah, that's not going to work. So how do we check? Let's go to 2022, June 30th, 2022. FCF yield is 0.114. Then FCF margin. Eh, eh, eh. Eh, eh, eh. Okay, so first we're printing stock data, open, high, low, close, dot release date. Because when the sun shines, we'll shine together. Now that it's raining more than ever. Okay, so I guess I'm not looking at this right. So let's put it all into... So we're going to say we want to look at key for key in dr.stock data of OHCLV dot keys if hiding key not in keys to show. Okay, then here we could say keys to Wet Killarney Streets, keys to show is equal to, we want to look at release date, date, and FCF margin. Be jingling on the day of my return. The day of my return. Oh no, that's good. Now we say data to show equals dr.stock data of OHCLV dot drop hiding DF keys. Now we want to print data to show earnings data. Let's say fundamental data to show is equal to pd.dataframe, and the data frame will be date, and the keys are dr.earnings data of what is it, cash reports that I had bet the other way. Back to Dublin some fine day. All right, income statement. dr to earnings data of income statement dot date dot values. And then the other thing we want to look at is FCF. So we want to look at FCF, right? FCF margin, I think it was. Yeah, FCF margin. And we want to show dr dot earnings variables of FCF margin. All right, data show, and then fundamental data to show, save, run it. Be my bad boy, be my man, open high O. Won't you be my bad boy, be my man? I want you in my life again. Be my bad boy, be my man, be my weekend lover. Won't you be my friend? Hiding DF keys. Oh, open high O, low, close. Where else did I use drop? Okay, so 1. I think the problem is it's looking for rows with that name. Good. Okay, so we don't have any release date data. Slow down to earth. I'm bringing gravity back. Um, so I think we just have to make this a pandas date time object. Oh. Yeah. So maybe doing numpy date times 64 will work. Good. Maybe this doesn't work. Okay, so June 1st, 2022, the FCMF margin is 0.29. June 30th is the date. What is the date here? dr.earnings data of income statement. 6/30. So let's not chop the fundamental data and run it. This is kind of cumbersome, but it'll make me confident that we're using the right values. All right, so on June 2nd, 2022, the most recent release was April 27th, which would have been the report for the end of March. The report at the end of March, we're off by like 2. Yeah, so we need to fix that. The data, all right, 6/2 should be the data from 4/27, which should be the data from the end of March. End of March was 0.39. Okay, so let's send it back to this guy. I don't know. I incorporated the function you gave. It aligns the data, but not correctly. Here is the output. Here is a test function I wrote to see if the data is correctly aligned. On June 2nd, 2022, the FCF margin should be from the most recent report, 3/31/2022, released on April 27th, 2022. But the FCF margin in the column is I'll just put it as screenshots. The first screenshot is a test function. But the FCF margin for June 2nd is the same from the report for 9/30/22. The screenshot, the second screenshot, is the output of the test. I don't know. And that's why 2025 130. Yeah, that's why that's NaN. Because it's getting the future one. Oh no. That's not true. Don't think about it too much, too much. Too much, too much. Too much, too much. How do you talk to models? Why is their UI so bad? Gemini 5 Pro. Oh, 2.5 Pro. Won't you take me up? Come on, hurry up thing. So I'm trying to solve the... we want to get these variables. Oops, wrong script. So I calculate these fundamental variables. I want to feed them into a model, but I also want to feed the price data into a model. And then I want to do a model with both, a model with each, and see how each performs. Maybe each should have their own individual model and then a decision model to decide how to weight fundamentals versus price. I bet it merge earnings varies into OHCL LCV. in Philly last night, and they blew up his house too. They're looking for a fight. Racket boys can do. I hope this won't take too long. No relief on the promenade, hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Everything died, baby, that's a fact. And maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on and fix your hair pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Okay. I don't know. Money away. Let's go look at that other app we've built. On that old city bus. Okay, now, what if we just do Pfizer? In Atlantic City. So the initial value is $100. It would have increased to 108 at the end of the year. So there's something I'm missing here. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Good. All right, let's paste that in and then run the test again. Favor for him. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. But maybe everything that dies. All right, so now June 2nd, we have 0.39. Good, the data from March 31st. So let's print all the data and then print data to show of where data to show dot date is equal to np dot date times 64. Let's just get the data for, goes to the end of 2024, so 2023 05 18. Let's see if there's data for that day. All right, so on May 18th, 2023, we have 0.55. And the most recent release was May 2nd. So let's print, this one's right after the earnings release date. Let's get the one from May 1st. as well. Okay, so ooh, yeah, good. The one on May 1st was released February 2nd, which should be last quarter of 22. So last quarter of 22 is 0.41, good. And then after May 2nd, it updates and we get 0.55. Okay, so the data works well. So let's go back to the simple LGBM run. So now we've got it in a single data set. So dr.stock data of OH, open, high, low, close volume. Data to show, good. Wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. Okay, let's put the debugger in here and see what data looks like if it works. I got murder on my mind. I got murder on my mind. So let's look at data dot. Dataset.get data. Oh. Okay, so it says it hasn't been constructed. Come on, give me an example. Okay, so we want to partition the data before we make a data set. So what's the target? What do we want to predict? The price movement, the log return. I think I want to calculate the log return. I got murder on my mind. Do we have log returns in here? Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. What's happening? Oh my gosh, this is the ball game. Oh, I got murder on my mind. Okay, so what am I doing here? I want to do a data set. Figure out how to do a data set. Okay, so just gonna make a shorter variable so it's easier to look at. Let's go look at it. So how'd I do the log return? So I'll just say So now our target's going to be the log returns. So we're going to get forward from beginning of 22 to the end of 2025. Get the data frame. Okay, so the features we want are open. Do we want the open? Yeah. Because we want to buy it open. Then we want days since release. Then we want, let's make it go down like this. Days since release. ROIC. Operating margin. FCF. FCF margin. Days since release, ROIC. Yeah, I'll forget about previous days volume for now. ROIC, operating margin, FCF margin, FCF yield. EV, EBITDA, Rev, CAGR, EPS, CAGR, and that's it. And then we're gonna say keys to drop is equal to key for key in df dot keys if key not in feature keys. And then we'll say get feature data. And then we'll say feature data is equal to df dot drop keys to drop. And then get target data keys to drop is equal to key for key in df dot keys if key is not equal to log return. So do we want the open or do we want the previous close? We want the previous close because we're not, when we're making the picks before the trading day starts, we're not going to know what the current open's going to be. So get stock data. Let's add something. Self dot stock data of previous close is equal to self dot stock data of open, high, low, close volume of previous close is equal to self dot it's just open, high, low, close volume dot close dot shift 1. Save. Run tests again just to make sure that's good. df df dot close df dot close df dot previous close. Um, 2177. No, it doesn't make any sense. Oh. Good. Okay, so back to the simple run. Prev close should be our feature. Target data is equal to df dot drop. Okay, I gotta go check what happened in the football game because something crazy just happened. What happened?
It was 4th down and 4 with 27 seconds.
Unless they call it fair.
Okay, just let me know. Okay, something crazy happened in the game. Okay, let's go. So, we've defined the data we want. We've got feature data, we've got target data. Oh, there's no categories. Train test split. So, feature data. Do we want to shuffle the data? Okay, that's it for now. It's dinner time. I'm gonna do another stream later after dinner. So, is it dinner time? Okay. Um. Yeah. So I'll do another stream after dinner. So, join back in, whoever the one viewer is.